Please stand for music.
Just for today, I am going to depart from the usual plan of playing a holiday song, and I'm going to play the Ode to Joy, Joyful, Joyful, right? Can anybody in the room tell me why I'm going to do that today? No? Okay, who wrote it? Ludwig van Beethoven, right? And today is his, not just his birthday, his 250th birthday. So happy birthday, Ludwig. Happy birthday, August and Eva. You're in good company. Here we go.
You may be seated. Our quote today comes from Ruby Bridgers. Don't follow the path. Go where there is no path and begin the trail. When you start a new trail equipped with courage, strength, and conviction, the only thing that can stop you is you. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 16th. Happy Hanukkah. And today we are also celebrating National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So I have a few fun facts. Number one, the film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was financed by Quaker Oats to promote its new Wonka bar candy. That's why it's named that instead of the book's title of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Number two, Three Musketeers bars were originally 3 pieces, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. They switched to just 1 bar after the strawberry prices increased. And number 3, and personally my favorite fact, it is rumored that a thief took $28 million worth of gems in 2007 after gaining the guards' trust at an Antwerp bank by repeatedly offering them chocolate. Yeah. And Miss Miller also shared me a really fun fact, there we go. SEM alum Tara Vanderveer, coach of the Stanford women's basketball team, coached Stanford's win over the University of the Pacific last night. Her team secured her 1,099th victory, making her the winningest coach in the collegiate women basketball history, which is pretty cool. Tara graduated from Buffalo Seminary in 1971 and went on to Indiana, where, of course, she played basketball. She later coached at Idaho, Ohio State, and is now in her 35th year at Stanford. She coached the U.S. gold medal winning team in the 1996 Olympic Games and was inducted into the Naismith Memorial National Basketball Hall of Fame in 2011, which is pretty cool, so I thought I'd share. And now, thank you. And now I'd like to invite Annabelle to come up and talk about our On This Day in History facts.
Okay, so in 1901, on this day in history, The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter was printed for the first time. 2, in 1905, Sime Silverstein published the first issue of Variety. And 3, in 1939, the National Women's Party urges immediate congressional action on equal rights. And 4, most importantly, 18 years ago today, at 10 a.m., Eva Claire was born. And then, just 36 minutes later, August. So wish them a happy birthday. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite Eva to talk about our joke.
Okay, so, did you hear the rumor about butter?
Get closer to the mic.
Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to spread it.
All right, and now we have a senior presentation by Lauren Hanforth.
I have been everywhere and nowhere. I traveled to the ends of the earth and beyond without leaving my sanctuary of blankets and pillows. I fought dragons, demons, aliens, and stereotypes. The truth is, I feel more at home between the pages of my beloved books than anywhere else in the world. In the magical land of stories, I am accepted no matter what. I get to experience different cultures, ideas, points of views, and adventures. When my nose is stuck in a book, the world is not passing me by, I am exploring different parts of it. When I was in the first grade, I opened up my first Junie B. Jones book, and I fell in love with it. That was the first time that I actually enjoyed a book or even read a chapter book that my mom or my school didn't force me to read. I read it for myself and I liked it. Since then, I have read so many books it's impossible to keep count, and the characters in the books that I have reread multiple times seem more like friends than fictional people that don't exist. This obsession with books continued throughout middle school, and I could always be found with a new book every couple of days. Some of my personal favorites over the years of my youth were Harry Potter, The Mortal Instruments, Pride and Prejudice, Ella Enchanted, and literally anything written by my AP savior, John Green. As I got older and started watching more TV, I realized that TV is just like a shortened version of a book that you watch instead of read. Similar to books, I also love the idea of TV characters being like real people. When I was very young, I drew Blue's Clues paw prints all over the walls of my house. I even tried to hide some of them from myself by drawing them behind curtains, and then I pretended to be surprised when I pretended to find them. When I got a little bit older, I would just convince myself that I was definitely a wizard like in Harry Potter and pretend to have magic battles in my basement or a shadow hunter from the Mortal Instruments just because I really wanted to have some sort of magical power. And in my most recent incident, which occurred over spring quarantine, I had a repeat of my Star Wars obsession, which I also had when I was 8, and I had a low-key unhealthy obsession with Adam Driver, and now I own a Nalgene water bottle that is dedicated mainly to stickers with Adam Driver on them. I thought that reading and watching TV was so much better than having to socialize with other people, and I honestly still believe that a little bit. I was never the biggest people person anyway, and these things helped me develop better social skills because I learned to better empathize with my peers, which is something my capstone project just taught me. Stories have also helped me discover who I am and the things that I like without feeling pressure from outside sources to like certain mainstream things. Even though I also did really weird stuff like pretend I was a wizard when I was way too old to think that, or make book references that nobody understood, I also learned a lot about myself because of the books and shows I loved. As characters developed throughout a story, I would grow and mature too and learn from their mistakes by comparing them to my own. The most important thing that I thought books gave me was control over my life. I thought that my life was in the hands of fate and that I didn't have a say about what happened to me. I was dedicated to exploring different worlds but ignoring my own. Throughout elementary and middle school, I devoted hours to reading and watching TV each night and ignored my piles of homework. Why would I practice math problems when I could go on different adventures every time I opened one of my books? I wanted so much more than what I thought the world was offering me, an ordinary life. An ordinary life is what I was faced with, so I did the best I could to find the thrill in schoolwork and extracurriculars. My head was no longer filled with defeating dragons, but instead of defeating my chemistry homework. I learned to replace the joy of finishing a book with the joy of facing a test. I challenged myself with harder courses to try and find topics that I liked. For an end-of-year project in my history class sophomore year, I completed a report on a historical book of my choosing. The book I chose was simple, but it was a gateway to my existential discovery, that I had left so much behind when I stopped immersing myself in stories. My eyes were opened to the real-life adventures that people had. They fought the demons and dragons of the real world by fighting for their beliefs and their freedoms. All these people and their lives became a story for the world to learn from. I have been everywhere. Between the front and back covers of books, I have discovered more about myself and the world around me than I ever thought possible, yet I have been nowhere. There are still thousands of things for me to grow to understand. I still have many things to learn about how to make our world a better place. My persisting love of books and my newfound love of history continue to shape the way I view the events of my life. I now know that I do have control over many aspects of my life, just like all the book characters and historical figures I read about. They wrote their own stories, and I will write mine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lauren. All right, so I do have a few announcements. today, as a reminder, is a Monday schedule, even though it's Wednesday. I know. Just check your Monday schedule so you know where you're going. Today for lunch is a boxed lunch, so we'll find out when we get downstairs. Do we have any faculty announcements?
Yeah, for ensemble, it's the exact same thing as yesterday. I don't think we'll need to go as long. Ms. Stothert, you're coming in today to read for us? Excellent. So ensemble, please be here just before 12 because we want to start right at noon. Thanks very much.
No, you can just use the photo.
All right, 3 quick announcements. I don't think it's a box lunch today. I think he changed that because we're doing Monday's schedule, so we get a warm lunch. Second announcement, we just recently took down the all-school read. You know how they were displayed up before break and we walked around and checked out everybody's all-school read projects? If you had a canvas or a freestanding sculpture type submission, you can come to my office anytime today or anytime this week to come pick them up. Okay, the sculptures, and it was hard to salvage some of the papers. We tried. If you want to come and check it out, I may have some of them, but they were, the adhesive that we used was so sticky that it was hard to take off, so we tried to salvage some of them. But stop by my office. Third, just a reminder to continue to follow the arrows when we're walking throughout the school. I know yesterday or on Monday, hanging at the greens, it was a crazy day. We kind of threw those rules out the window a little bit, and we're not abiding by those rules. But especially at the library, you can come out, but you cannot go in the library. So go around, and then also downstairs in the cafeteria. So when we're going into the cafeteria, you can do that. But when you come out, you need to go around up these side stairs and up and down and around. Okay? Do not go back out in that main entrance in the cafeteria. Thank you.
Do we have any student announcements?
Hi everybody, so thank you for everybody who donated blood yesterday. It was a super successful drive with Connect Life. We far surpassed their goal for 18 whole blood donors, so thank you guys for everybody who donated. And as for Hornet Jacket points earned by then, the Hornets got more points, so go Hornets.
Do we have any other student announcements?
Just please remind them that if you donated blood, you get 2 hours community service, and if you attempted and didn't make it, you get 1 hour. So if you donated or went there, check the,
Okay, so a note from Ms. Hopkins, if you donated and it was successful, you got 2 hours, and if you donated it and it was unsuccessful, you got 1 hour. So community service, so submit it. Do we have any other announcements? Okay, well that is all I have for today. Thank you, have a great day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.